Eligible calving events require that cows and heifers are of an eligible beef breed, give birth to a live, aborted or stillborn calf which is tagged, tested for bovine viral diarrhea and registered on NIFIS. In the case of embryo transfer, it is the calving event of the animal that gives birth that is eligible for a Suckler cow scheme payment. Donor animals are not eligible. Are registered on NIFIS to an ordinary herd that is a 6-digit herd number with the exception of 699999. Do not have any of the ineligible identification, registration and movement or disease statuses. Eligible calving events require that calves are born live, aborted or stillborn. For example, a live calf is a calf that remains alive for at least 24 hours. An aborted or stillborn calf is a calf that is born dead or dies within 24 hours of birth. Are tagged, tested for bovine viral diarrhea and registered on NIFIS. Are born within the age at first calving or calving interval yearly scheme target. Are registered on NIFIS to an ordinary herd. That is a 6-digit herd number with the exception of 699999. Do not have any of the ineligible identification, registration and movement or disease statuses. There are 4 statuses related to age at first calving that deem a payment ineligible. Heifers and or calves with a DOBQ date of birth query status are ineligible. Calves with a VDF valid dam failure status are ineligible. Heifers and or calves with the IDU identity unknown status are ineligible. Calves with a BVDU bovine viral diarrhea unknown status are ineligible. There are also 4 statuses related to calving intervals that deem a payment ineligible. Calves with a DOBQ date of birth query status will be ineligible. Calves with a VDF valid dam failure status will be ineligible. Cows and or calves with the IDU identity unknown status will be ineligible. Calves with a BVDU bovine viral diarrhea unknown status will be ineligible. Where a calving event results in multiple births and the calves have the same date of birth, one payment will be made provided at least one of the calves meets the eligibility requirements, irrespective of the number of calves born. In example 1, a cow or heifer gave birth to twin calves on the first. One payment will be made for this event, and a new calving interval will then commence the day after. Each distinct calving event date recorded on NIFIS to an individual heifer or cow will be considered as a unique calving event. A new calving interval will commence the day after each unique event. In example 2, a cow or heifer gave birth to twins. The first calf was born on the first, and the second calf was born on the second. These are considered as 2 unique calving events. Therefore, a payment will be made for the first event, but the second event is ineligible as the interval of 1 day does not meet any of the calving interval targets. A new calving interval will then commence the day after the second calving event. In example 3, a cow or heifer gave birth to twins. The first calf was born on the first, and the second calf was born on the 5th. These are also considered as two unique calving events. Once again, a payment will be made for the first event, but the second event is ineligible as the interval of 4 days does not meet any of the calving interval targets. A new calving interval will then commence the day after the second calving event. There are additional rules for calving events with aborted or stillborn calves. Calves must be registered on NIFIS as being disposed of, and the number of calving events where only dead calves are produced that payment will be made on, if all other eligibility criteria is met, will be limited to a maximum of 2 per cow for the lifetime of the cow from scheme commencement. Imported heifers and cows from Great Britain or Republic of Ireland will be eligible for payment provided they are registered on NIFIS at the time of the calving event. The calving event is registered on NIFIS and all other scheme eligibility criteria has been met. The calving event for a heifer imported from Great Britain or Republic of Ireland will be eligible provided they meet scheme eligibility criteria. The calving event for a suckler cow imported from Great Britain or Republic of Ireland will be eligible provided they have had a calving event in Northern Ireland recorded on NIFIS prior to scheme commencement and they meet scheme eligibility criteria. The calving event for a suckler cow imported from Great Britain or Republic of Ireland that has not had a calving event in Northern Ireland prior to scheme commencement will not be eligible for payment as the calving interval cannot be calculated. However, this calving event will be used for the purposes of calculating the next calving interval. Eligibility status will apply for payment under the Suckler Cow Scheme to 71 breeds as registered on NIFIS. However, there are 32 breeds that are ineligible for payment under the Suckler Cow Scheme. The full list of eligible and ineligible breeds can be found in the guidance for the Suckler Cow Scheme on the DAERA website.